Next section, 1.2, data and sampling.
Data can come from a population or from a sample. Qualitative or categorical data describes qualities and is non-numerical in nature. It represents characteristics, opinions, observations, or subjective information. Hair color, blood type, ethnic group, type of car a person drives, or a street a person lives on are examples of qualitative data. Quantitative data are always numbers. Quantitative data represents quantities or numerical values. It involves objective measurements. Amount of money, pulse rate, weight, number of students in the class are examples of quantitative data. Quantitative data may be either discrete or continuous. Discrete data. It consists of whole numbers or counts. Examples include the number of students in the class, the number of cars in the parking lot, or the number of siblings a person has. Continuous data. It is often obtained through measurement, infinite possible values. Examples include weight, height, temperature, or time.
Now let's work together. Practice with example 1. Determine the data is quantitative or qualitative. If quantitative data indicate where they are discrete or continuous. Remember, discrete must be in whole numbers. Continuous, the data format is decimal format. Okay, let's start the question A. The number of the pairs of the shoes you own.
I think the answer is quantitative because it's a number or amount of shoes, a solid number.
Is it discrete or continuous?
I believe the answer is discrete, but could
Why?
you please explain why?
Because the number of the pairs of the shoes could be, you have 10 pairs of the shoes, could be 5 pairs. All these numbers, 10 or 5, they are in whole numbers. That's why it's classified as discrete. B, the type of the car you drive.
I believe the answer is qualitative.
Yes, you are right. Because the type of the car, for example, could be like Tesla, or could be Toyota, or could be BMW. It's in name. It's in different category. So it's qualitative or categorical. C, where you go on vacation.
I believe the answer is qualitative.
Because where you go could be Hawaii or New York. Will be some place you go, which is the name of the place, the name of the city. That's why it's qualified as qualitative or categorical. Next one. D, the distance it is from your home to the nearest grocery store.
I believe the answer is quantitative. And since it is in distance, I believe it's also continuous because it's not a whole number.
Very good. It is quantitative continuous because the distance from home to the grocery store could be 2.57 miles, right? Or could be 2.8 miles. the distance can be in decimals. Next one, E, the number of the classes that you take per school year.
I believe the answer is quantitative, and it is discrete.
Very good. It's discrete because the number of the classes you take could be 3 classes or could be 4 classes, 3 or 4. They are all in whole numbers. That's why it's classified as discrete. The last one, F, the tuition for your classes.
I believe the answer is quantitative, but I'm not sure if it's classified as discrete or continuous.
It is continuous because the tuition of the classes could be $256.75, or could be $313 and some decimal in dollars again. Okay, let's go to next section, 1.2, about the data and sampling. What's the sampling? Gathering information about an entire population often costs too much, or it's virtually impossible. Instead, we usually use data from a sample of the population.
What are commonly used sampling methods? Simple random sampling. Number 2, stratified sampling. Number 3 is cluster sampling. Number 4 is systematic sampling. Number 5, convenience sampling.
By the way, what is a simple random sampling?
Each member of the population has an equal chance of being selected. This method is implemented by assigning a unique identifier to each member in the population and using a random number generator to select the sample.
What is a stratified sampling?
The population is divided into distinct subgroups or strata based on certain characteristics. For example, age, gender, geographical location. A random sample is then selected from each stratum in proportion to its size or importance.
What is a cluster sampling?
The population is divided into clusters or groups, for example, geographical regions, and a random sample of clusters is selected. All individuals within the selected clusters are included in the sample.
Number 4, systematic sampling. What is this?
Individuals are selected from a population by following a systematic pattern. For example, a researcher may select every third individual from a list of the population after randomly selecting a starting point.
Like this graph shows here, there's a population from number 1 to 12. Then every third one, starting the number 2, we count 1, 2, 3. So the number 5 will be selected. Then 1, 2, 3. The number 8 will be selected. Then 1, 2, 3. The third one, number 11. It is selected. This is the one we call systematic sampling. The last one, convenience sampling. What is this?
Individuals are chosen based on their convenient availability. This method is quick and easy, but may introduce bias, as individuals who are more accessible or willing to participate may not represent the entire population.
And we look this figure here. You can see the researcher in the center. He chose the 1, 2, 3, 4 people who are very close to him, and it's not randomly selected because the one in purple color, they are not included. Okay, let's practice the next example too. Determine the type of the sampling used. Simple random, stratified, systematic, cluster, or convenience. Let's look at question A. A poster interviews all human resource personnel in 5 different high-tech companies. This is the example of
Cluster.
Cluster. Yes, because interviews all human resource personnel. After we selected the different 5 companies, we interview all. That's a cluster. Question B. A high school educational researcher interviews 20 high school female teachers and 20 high school male teachers. What is this?
I believe it is stratified.
Why? Because we divided into 2 subgroups. One is female, the other one is male teachers.
C. A medical researcher interviews every 5th cancer patient from a list of cancer patients at a local hospital. What could this one be?
This one is classified as a systematic because Bob mentioned every 5th cancer patient. We have some certain method applied.
D. A high school counselor uses a computer to generate 50 random numbers and then picks students whose names correspond to the numbers. What is this one?
It is simple random because we use a computer generator for 50 random numbers and then select the samples.
E. A student interviews classmates in his statistics class to determine how many pairs of genes a student owns on the average. So, what do you think this one is?
This one we applied the convenience method because a student interviews a classmate in his class for convenience. Okay, so this is convenience method.